Hey, there we go. That makes a difference, doesn't it? Let's see what we're going to do. Who else here? Oh, Jim, Ryan, awesome. You guys hear me okay? It's the first time I've done this through StreamYard, so fun times, new stuff. Let's see. How is... I guess it looks okay. Definitely lower resolution. Nope, can't hear me. Okay, cool. Let's see. Or is that? Yeah, you're funny. All right. Let's see. So, yeah, we're live. Cool. First time, like I said, first time with StreamYard. Whopping 2 people watching. That's cool. I was just gonna. So many things we could have done on a stream tonight. Could have done a mini, but that didn't work out thanks to the failing of Voron. The Voron failed. Where's that print? And you guys know, especially you, Jim, with your mini obsession, the flippin' the bases for these things are a lot of filament. It's impressive. I really like how they do it. I think a upcoming quick tip is going to have to be how to make your prints really strong the way Prusa did this inside these prints. It's a really cool trick. They and this actually is cool that it stopped right here. You can see it. Where's the light? So all those lines right in here, they put a whole bunch of really, really, really thin gaps all the way across it and a whole bunch of really close lines. So what it forces the slicer to do is make a whole bunch of perimeters. Pretty slick. I'll bring it up in here in a little bit in a second in Idea Maker, and I'll show you. Really, really cool idea. Definitely something I'm going to use in the future. But yeah, it just stinks because I put the 0.4 millimeter nozzle on the Voron, and good Lord, this thing was going to be just the sexiest print of all time. But no. And then on top of that, first part ever of the Devastator. I got to get that thing built too. I want to test it out. This purple from Paramount is okay. I don't know that I'll go much more than okay. The finish, and I don't know, maybe I've got a bearing that may be going out or something on that printer, but it just, I don't know. It's not the most exciting print. It'll work for putting it together the first time. If I were to go get, sell that thing to anyone, I wouldn't sell it in this state. Like I don't know if you can catch it with the, let's see, can we do it? Can we catch some light here? Maybe. No, not gonna work. Oh, hey, Shane. Let's let in Shane. There he is.
What's up?
What's up, dude?
How you doing?
Not too bad. This is my first time using StreamYard.
Oh, there you go.
So, what's wrong with your hand, brother?
I heard it at work.
High impact networking injury.
We're installing new equipment, yeah, and it's been doing it all week, and it's just been hurting more and more and more.
That sucks, man. I'm sorry.
I dropped a light on it a couple weeks ago. We installed lights, and it fell off the ceiling and hit me right on my wrist.
Ow.
And yeah, it was a bad mount. And we've learned since then, but yeah, ever since then, it's been bugging me.
Yeah, that's no bueno. That is no bueno. Let's see. This is my first time using with the free StreamYard. You can't really do anything as far as like backgrounds or anything like that, can you?
I think you can set to like their set images.
Oh, do they have some?
Yeah, but then you've got right here. You've got the logo is
on that's there. Never going away. Not good job, man. You're good. You're way better at this than I am. Might have been like
Oh.
Oh, there it is.
You get used to it.
Oh yeah. Let's see back. Oh, can I? Oh, I can upload a background. Oh, then you get a little pop-up that says, you can do this if you upgrade.
Yeah, to Pro.
Doesn't
You
matter.
can do anything, but then it's like, oh no, you can't do it. You can do it for Pro. I'm like,
Yeah, they don't tell you that you can't until you try.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah, so I figured what I'd do, I don't know that we want to do like I'm not planning on doing like a super long stream, but I figured since my Voron with Klipper gave me an issue, and I think it's because I was using Octoprint, I'm going to say F it to Octoprint. I've got the, in fact, it's already installed. I had a Pi Zero already preloaded up. It's got Fliudd on it. I went through and ran the updates on it. And, I did a couple quick checks, but what it found was that since it's now all updated in the latest version of everything, the firmware that's on the board is outdated. So that's the first thing we're going to do. We'll walk through that.
On what board?
So it's so that's the fun part. It's the SKR 1.1 Pro. So it's just going to do it. We'll just do a make. I just figured I'd just do it on the stream so people could see it happen. It's just a simple. We'll just do another make on it, or go through and select it, do a make. But I'll have to actually pull the SD card out of that board and then copy the file over manually, which isn't too big of a deal. Just because the way it's a really cool board, but it's also a 1.1 version. Like it's got course. Like there's no EEPROM on it. Fantastic.
Oh, yeah. Who's it? Jim said there's not like a 1.0 shit, right?
Yeah. Jim loves his version 1 stuff.
Yeah.
But for this though, for Klipper, it's perfect because don't care about EEPROM with Klipper. You need that one little firmware file, and as long as you can get it on there somehow, you're good. So we're gonna do that, and then I was gonna bring up Notepad++ to show what I've got on mine, and then I was gonna do a side by side, so to show people how to do a compare, so we can go through and figure out where yours is different. We'll see all the stuff that's different than on yours and mine, and then we can maybe move over some of those options that I have been too lazy to implement. Namely,
the biggest thing for me, what I did was the macros, filament sensor, the probe, the M600 stuff, so that you can do that layer change in Prusa Slicer.
Yeah, and in fact, that's one of the things you nailed it. That's the one thing I wanted you to help me with, because as you guys were going through the M600 stuff, I wasn't paying that close of attention, and I haven't quite wrapped my head around how that one works. So I thought that might be helpful for folks to maybe see that again.
Okay.
So, yeah. So anyway, let's do. I should do.
While you do this, I'm going to go ahead and create a repository for my Klipper stuff.
Oh, nice, man. I need to get my GitHub up. Basically, I have it, but I've not done anything with it. Let's do. All right. So first of all,
I'm really not good at GitHub.
We should share. Let's do MobaTerm because I like it. So, all right. Share screen. Let's move this. Yeah, it works. Can we do that? Nice. So there is MOBA. And I was going to show this to you too. You should go grab MobaTerm. You will never want to go back to Putty ever again.
Oh, yeah, I just been using Putty.
I mean,
So
Putty's fine.
well.
But the cool thing about MOBA is you get this home screen, and it does. Let's do a new one. How do I do it? If you like create a new session, you can pick from all these different protocols. And it all lives in this window. Like, I mean, this is I've got my RDP session to server here, and then all the different pies. Some of these are dead because they've changed, but it's cool. And then you get tabs for each one. Like there's that. There's Fliudd. So anyway, it's a cool app. It's free.
I'm
You can.
downloading it right now, actually, so I'll check it out while you do this.
It's pretty cool. So let's see here. I should have had up the. Oh, there we go. So the first thing we need to do is generate the new. We call it the new firmware file. So we wanted to go to Klipper. Helps if I go to the right window. Really? Am I in the wrong directory? Oh, that's why. So we want to do, which is it? Is it just the menu? I'm sure Ryan's probably screaming it in the chat and I'm not watching. Because I will admit, I've only done this once. Oh, that's right. God dang it.
I guess I should call this Fliudd Klipper, right?
So mine comes up as Fliudd Pi.
No, I just mean for the repository stuff, because it doesn't matter what flavor you use, it all uses the same printer.config, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah. The biggest difference that I've found, the only difference that I've found is that Fliudd puts the config in a different spot than when you're doing it like straight Octoprint style Klipper. Menu config. Thanks, Ryan. Sorry. Terrible looking at chat. Also spelling counts. How did that work? I swear I spelled that wrong.
Do you already know what these settings are for that GTR board?
Yeah, it is. In fact, oh shoot. Actually, let me exit out of this real quick. It is a STM F407XX. STM32 F407. So we want this. We want STM32. STM32. Did I do the wrong one? Let's see. What did I say, Ryan? 407?
407, yeah.
Oh, my memory is terrible. That's SKR Pro. So it's got that one in there already. I think we're good. Yep. That's it. We just do a make.
Make it so. Make it so.
Make it so. Does my video seem like laggy, or is it just from because it's on my end?
I think it's on your end. You look fine on me.
All right, cool. Wouldn't want my beautiful face to be blurry. Cool. So then we make.
I knew how to make a folder in GitHub.
Yeah, I went through that once. It's
Let's have to like upload the folder.
It's like a super counterintuitive bit. It's like it's not. I remember they using. Did they? Is there like an abbreviation like MDIR or MD like they do in Linux or something weird like that?
I mean, there's the new branches, but I just want to have folders to put this stuff in. So I just want Klipper and then each of my printers to have a folder.
Right, that makes sense. That's a good way to do it. I think what they really want you to do is load up the GitHub desktop and then do it all through there. My reaction exactly. Like, I ain't got time for that. I want to be able to just do it through the web and just upload the files. Why do you have to remember it, Ryan? Well, that's why you're here. Because I'm drinking beer. Killing brain cells by the second. Gotta check on the new puppers. Is chilling with me right there.
How's he doing?
She had a rough day yesterday. We actually had to take her to the vet. She ate something that did not agree with her. And normally, dogs get sick just like people. Normally, I wouldn't have done a whole lot about it. I would just let her get better. But she's between vaccinations or boosters. So since she hasn't finalized her booster shots yet, there's that chance that, okay, if she gets something bad that she's not vaccinated for, it's bad. So like, all right, we'll get her checked out. But she's fine. Oh, there we go. So now I got to remember where that file goes. Do you remember, Ryan? Let's see. That gets put out in
The Klipper out.
Is that where it is?
Yeah, under Klipper and then out. There
we go. And I should be able to download. Sure, so many things. This PC, G drive, geared, firmware, perfect. And in theory, check that real quick. Different screen, but excuse me. And then we just rename that to firmware.bin, right?
Yes. And then throw it on your SD card and you're good to go.
Cool. Firmware.bin. All right. So now that I have that, I need to shut off the printer.
Yeah, I have GitHub desktop. I don't even know how to use this thing.
What was that?
I said I have it here, but I don't even know how to use this thing.
Okay. Let's go. Come on. And oh, great. Things locking up on me. What do I have? Oh, I should probably let's see. What can I close
Whatever
out?
you just did just made you lag pretty good.
Yeah, I threw in the SD card. Oh man, I did not like that. Shit. All right, give me a second. Let me clean up some stuff here. I think. Close out. Close out of Fusion. That's something I could do.
Yeah, that would help out.
Yeah. Got to get that new PC built.
What are you waiting on now?
Time. It's actually a bit of a balancing act because I don't have a lot of PCs. My main PC, which is getting upgraded, is the one I use to work as well. So I've got it's gonna be basically, well, I'm gonna throw the new parts in the chassis that I'm sending my nephew to get the OS loaded and all that basic stuff, and then I'll pull them both down and do a swap, just so I can get a little pre-build done on it. So to keep my chassis with all the drives is up as long as I can, just because, like I said, I can't just take a day off from work just to build a PC. At least I'm not going to.
You're using the same chassis?
I'm using my current chassis. I really like the chassis. It's huge. It's massive.
Which one is it?
It's a Antec P180.
Oh, okay.
The coolest thing about it has the insulated walls.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really
the 1200 also did as well.
Yeah,
that
so
was
quiet.
The first one they built that had the insulation, which was very similar to what like Lee and Lee and who else did that? NZXT. Yeah, NZXT did it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple companies that started doing that to make like the ultra quiet PC.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's fantastic. The case itself, I think, has got to be 12 years old now, but I love it. I mean, I have no reason to change it out. So I'm just juggling around some files here off screen. Sorry, guys. Not anything you're gonna care about. So let's do this. Back up the old one. Let's see. Let's get this file. Copy the firmware bin. Delete that. Paste. Close.
The update.
Okay. And moment of truth. If I can see it. It's dark back here.
In the cave.
It is. Well, and to keep the light decent for the video, I have to have this backlight off. I just broke that. Where's that freaking spot? There we go. See what happens. Yeah, I was showing the guys before you showed up where where it stopped. I was printing the back plate for the Prusa Mini.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to do a quick tip on this. I love the way Prusa designed this to give it extra beefiness. They put a whole bunch of slits down it, like basically cavities, that force it to do a whole bunch of perimeters on the inside. Really cool idea.
Yeah,
I mean, because this thing is just so much plastic. So much plastic.
Mine are pretty heavy.
Yeah, they're stout. They're serious stout.
Because I did quite a bit of infill on mine.
Okay, let's see what happens here. Let's go here.
Kennedy knows a lot about GitHub stuff.
Who does?
I'm wondering if Kennedy does.
Oh, I'm sure Kennedy does. The guy strikes me. Oh, hey, Dan's here. What's up, dude?
Hey, Dan.
We're doing Hangout style, a DB3D Dan style. In fact, you know what? I should hang on. Hang the F on. Where is the link?
Hit at the bottom of the window.
Oh, there it is. Gotcha. I will do this. Come on. Did it go? Yep. And then pin. So anybody who wants to jump in is more than welcome to do so. We are just playing with Klipper. Anyone's welcome to BS with us. So Fliudd. All right, there we go. So let's share that screen. Share screen, share application, that one, share. There we go. So that's interesting. What do we got? Timer too close. This is your... Huh. Clippy host not connected. Okay. So that's interesting.
There you go. You got
there we go. Just took me a food one. Oh, so cool. I love the bed visualizer.
That's already
Whoa,
in. Oh, I guess it's pulling from the other info, I guess.
So I don't clear out my. Oh my gosh, it's so laggy. I'm trying to get it to zoom to a reasonable spot. I don't have it clear out my bed mesh. So when you go and look at my config, all the way down at the bottom, or where it puts the save settings. So like when you save your offset and all that stuff, it puts it down here at the bottom, which you probably know. But if it also, there's my bed mesh. There's my 5x5 mesh numbers.
Okay.
I like leaving it there. I mean, I run a new bed mesh at the beginning of a print anyway, but I don't know. I mean, it's how do you want to do it? What's your view on it? I kind of like, oh, hey, let's see. Dan, look at all these people trying to get in. Cool. There he is. What's up, buddy?
What's up, Dan?
What's going on, guys?
How's everybody doing?
Dan Ryan as well.
Ryan there.
Oh,
Heck yeah. Ryan, webcam, huh? That's cool. So, let's see. So that's a good sign. I wonder if we can do anything.
Can you guys hear me?
Actually,
Yeah, we can hear you, dude. Can you hear us?
yeah.
Yep.
I was gonna say I'm enjoying the show because I've been thinking about installing Klipper, and I got a printer coming soon that has Klipper, so this will be fun to.
Nice.
So you're getting a Klipper printer?
Yeah, I heard there's a guy who's gonna be taking a printer off my hands. It's a bunch of parts, and he's gonna give me a printer that's got Klipper installed on it.
Sounds like a swell guy.
I wouldn't trust him. Let's see.
Sounds like
Go
Ryan.
down to the webhooks request once underlined. So this is where I'm getting errors and ish. So this is where, let's see. Let's do a firmware restart.
Hey, Mike.
Honestly, and then, that's kind of a good point, Dan. To get to the point where I'm at now is very, very little. So I already had stuff installed. But all you need is this. Pi 0.
Yep.
There's go and grab the Fliudd or the main sail image. I like the way Fliudd looks. The only real difference between the two is there are some minor differences, but it's really just a look and feel thing. I like the Fliudd one, and then you just grab the image, install it, and then basically start doing what we were just doing.
Aaron, you could have just used the script to do all this instead of redoing everything.
What do you mean?
Because you had this running already, right?
Yeah, I just pulled over my config from the other machine.
You could have used that Kia or whatever the name is tool, deleted it Octoprint, and just installed Fliudd on top of it.
Well, yeah. I think I messed that one up. So the Raspberry Pi that it was on, I went to install Fliudd alongside Octoprint and it gave me a bunch of errors. I'm not convinced I didn't mess something up on it, so I kind of wanted a fresh start.
You should have been different and gone mainsail.
We could throw mainsail on this, see what it looks like. I've looked at them both. I like the way Fliudd looks.
I do too.
It's
You
just,
weren't in the Hangout the other night on Discord, were you?
Me?
Whenever what's his name? Jared pulled his up.
He was on for a little bit.
Yeah, I was on for a little bit.
Okay, yeah. So when Jared pulled his up, it looks pretty sick. It also has a STL viewer built into it.
I believe this does too, but you have to use like a Prusa Slicer or Kira plugin.
Okay, because it doesn't do it natively. Because I use Prusa for mine, and it does not show it at all. It just shows a little tab.
There's a plugin you have to install in Kira.
Ryan, your mic is super loud, bud. Why don't you turn it down just a hair?
And how do I do that?
Cam mic.
Click your face or hit the
Actually, if you look, Aaron, you can probably click on his window, and then there should be a adjust volume an adjust volume option in there.
Man.
Yeah.
No.
You can,
Oh, there we go. I got you, Ryan. Thanks, man.
You can bring him down. That way, he doesn't have to try and find it.
Perfect. This is this is my first time doing this on StreamYard.
Nice.
So
well, you spent some time in several people's StreamYards, so it's about time you took the helm and ran the show.
yeah, I might as well. Still got the freebie with the little icon up there, but whatever.
Yeah. You know what happens is you keep doing stuff like this, the community enjoys it, and then they start throwing you cash. You get $25 a month. It pays for at least 10 people, Then you
Oh,
get even crazier.
$10 a month is all it is, something like that.
Yeah, it's $25 a month for the next tier up. The next tier up, you get 720, 10 people. If you go to the next tier up, it's like $50. Then you can get 1080p, and I think it's 12 people, maybe something like that. Yeah, it's 11 people or 12 people or something like that. If you go the next tier up,
I think I barely have 12 subscribers anyway.
Yeah, if you go to the 25,
I think I'm his own subscriber.
Yeah, you can get so you can get a 7-day trial, and all you get is the 1080p and the extra subscribers. You can try it, but realistically, I've been finding more than 10 people, and even sometimes 10 people on the screen can sometimes become a show when you're trying to talk.
I feel like, and I know, I mean, and I've seen that on your streams a couple times where people aren't trying to talk over other people, but it's just sort of inevitable. Like,
it's usually specific people.
Well, there are some people that like the sounds of their own voice, but more than others. But
Sounds like
All right.
saying that Fliudd doesn't have that STL preview feature, which I thought it did.
Let's see. So, all right. So, what is virtual SD card not found in printer config? So, why do I even need that?
You just need those to get rid of the errors. It runs without it. But you need a virtual SD card.
Does it matter where I put that?
You have my config to pull up?
I guess I should probably do that because you've got it, don't you?
Yep.
I just usually put it at the end of my config.
Well, let's bring up Shane's.
Any Ultra Magnus, but I'll bring it up here in a second as well.
Did you get some snow there, Dan?
Yeah, we're still getting it. I came home, and the worst part was we got rain for about 3 hours prior to the snow hitting, and the temperature plummeted. So the rain hit the ground, the snow landed on top of it and froze, and now it's just a sheet of ice. Coming home, I had a big rig go flying past me on a 2-lane back road. I was doing 35 for a reason, because every time I'd give it gas, my car kept sliding towards the ditch. So I just figured I'd go slow and steady, and he come running straight past me like a bat out of hell, and then went past the truck and another car that had spun out in the ditch. And he just kept on sailing. I'm like, dude, you're a big rig. Have fun.
Yeah, I am glad I don't have to worry about that in my area.
Did you guys see the picture I posted in Shane's Discord?
I haven't looked.
I have not been in Discord today, sir. I can honestly say I've been Discord free for at least 24 hours. So
I posted it in the random on Shane's Discord.
I'll go look now. Way to go. I had a streak going.
I made a miscellaneous section.
Oh, smart.
And I just put those three. The virtual SD card, display status, and print, pause, resume are the required ones. So I put all that in there.
Above or below your macros?
It is above macros. It's underneath display, then probe, then miscellaneous. Keep going up.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
I might separate my macros into a separate file just to make it a little bit cleaner.
Well, someone
you got this
someone
MVP
said that
FTP
they were
installed,
doing
right?
that. Huh?
You got this little thing over here installed, right?
Yes.
Yeah, like that's.
Yeah, you showed me how to do that.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
But now with this, now that I got this, what's it called? I just installed MAGA, whatever.
Oh, with the Mobaterm? Yeah,
Mobaterm
is.
It has it built in automatically. As soon as you set up an SSH, it automatically connects for the files as well.
It actually has a built-in viewer too, like a text editor. So you can write those files. Mobaterm, or excuse me, MobaXterm.
Yeah, MobaXterm.
Fantastic app. So Klipper can. Oh, there it is.
But it might have been Jim said, it's very color pleasing to the eyes.
It is. It's nice.
But so I added my 3 instances with Teletran being the number 1.
Do I want the installer version or the portable version? Does it matter?
The installer. You want the installer. So I think I have pause resume in here somewhere because I was starting to mess with that.
Control F.
Oh, look at you and
You're a
remind me.
Windows guy. Come on, man.
I know, dude. I've been doing that all day. It's like I try to forget some of the stuff when I leave work. Actually, no, I forgot what I'm even looking for. Pause. That's what I'm looking for.
Mike was saying virtual SD card is required so you can upload G code directly.
Oh,
That's your SD card.
it's because before Octoprint was handling that.
Yes.
That makes the sense.
Because you were uploading to the Octoprint, not to the printer.
Right.
I mean, technically here you're uploading to the Klipper Pi and not the SD card that's in the board.
Right. Okay, I'm with you.
Side note, did you guys see that Prusa released the new mini firmware today?
Yeah, I saw that. Amazingly, the guy that doesn't have the Prusa. Give me a second. I got to help the wife with the dog real quick. Be right back.
All right.
All good. Yeah,
Again, huh, Dad?
Yeah, I upgraded today. I didn't really play around with the mini at all to find out what all fancy goodies are in there and how well they work or don't work on mine because, well, it's just been sitting over there today.
Screw you and your fancy mini.
Yeah, keep talking. You're the one with the Voron. I'll trade you the mini for the Voron. What do you say?
No.
All right.
When you getting yours in, Shane?
Huh?
Has yours shipped yet?
It is not. I'm actually going to log into Prusa now and check.
The one that got
my Prusa mini phone took 5 days to get to me.
I can tell you right now, sir. Knowing when your mini was ordered, you can probably look at. Let's see. Yours was ordered in December, right?
I think it was the beginning of January.
So Shane, virtual SD card path, is that just going to be a generic path, or is that something specific to your machine? Because I just copied this from yours.
That's the right.
That's
correct.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Let's cancel print macro enough.
You can make sure you see on your right there where it says G-code files. Your files there. You just want to make sure that folder is there.
Oh, that makes sense. Is that just under home or under Pi?
Should be Pi.
Oh, it's there. Yeah, we're good. So that's just where it's going to load all the files now. That makes sense. Cool. And then it also says cancel print macro not found. Is that because that's just because Fliudd has the cancel print, is expecting to see the cancel print?
Yeah.
macro?
Yeah. You can find that in my config as well.
I'm sure I'll find that one there. Let's see.
That might be under the macros.
What it?
You paying attention, Dan?
Kinda. I'll end up frying my brain after 5 minutes later on.
Its setup
is difficult.
It is. There's no.
After the setup, it's better than Marlin, hands down.
So
yeah.
And if you need help, Shane's Discord's full of all the Klipper people now.
Yeah.
They all pick up, man.
The Klipper fanboys have found a new home.
No,
the Klipper people.
The authors.
Oh, okay. So Klipper themselves have found a new home.
They have. So Eddie the engineer's on his Discord now, throwing out knowledge like nobody can understand because he's awesome. And then the author of Fliudd is on, and what's his name? I forget.
We need Kevin.
You need to set up like the Klipper corner, man, and just like have that be where all the Klipper related stuff shows up on your.
Well, I was trying to tell Shane that he needs to make a channel for Marlin and Klipper instead of just firmware.
Yeah,
I didn't want to bog down my Discord with like 1,000 channels because, like, I personally hate going to some of these other huge Discords, and I'm scrolling for like a day.
If that's the case,
I'm with you.
You're gonna like my server better than your own, Shane, because I have way less like channels on my Discord server than you do on yours.
It just gets confusing sometimes when somebody just pops up with a question out of random. Like it happened today with Aaron. Somebody was just asking something about firmware, and he didn't say
maybe I'll
which
do a
firmware he's running.
Klipper and a firmware dash Marlin.
But yeah, that's the thing. I made the assumption he was talking about Marlin, but I was like,
Yeah.
well, can't make that. I can't just assume anymore.
Yeah. There, you got no more errors.
Look at that. Jobs, dashboard. What do we got? Can we home? Oh my God, it's moving. And it's doing without end stops. Again, black sheep of the Voron community. That's me.
BL Touch.
And BL Touch.
You're running a BL Touch and no end stops.
Yep. I believe there's one of me.
On a Voron.
Yep.
On a Voron. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got the special end stop board that's got the whatchamacallit.
You know, I wonder.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I wonder, because I was talking about this with Ryan about converting one of my enders over to a switch wire, because they've got that little kit you can go download and then you make all the changes and turn your ender into a switch wire. The only thing I realize is by changing an ender to a switch wire, you're not really creating a Voron. You're just converting an ender. So would that even technically classify as a Voron switch wire? Or
It does.
like, would Voron actually be willing to serialize that as a Voron?
I think they would. I mean, we could ask the expert. We could ask Eddie, but I bet they would serialize that.
I bet they would.
I know this much. If that be the case, then I really am. I'm still. It's irritating the hell out of me that I've been waiting this long for the hardened nozzle to show up from Slice. That
It
was
still hasn't shown up?
It shipped out on January 13th. It hit the last stop out of Florida before it moved somewhere else in the U.S. Has not appeared anywhere else since the 20th of January. It has been in limbo, departing Florida. So, yeah, I'm thinking I need to contact Slice and say, where's my nozzle?
Yeah, I would.
If you guys don't want to send out another one, then I'll have to get family that live in the Florida area to drive over there, and you can hand them one, and then they can ship it to me.
I've got him for. I got this guy from AliExpress quicker than that.
Yeah, well, that's the thing that's getting me is like I've got that nozzle I'm waiting on. I got a battery that I ordered. I ordered a LiPo battery. I'm waiting for that still. That came. That's been 3 weeks now. The nozzle I ordered, or I got. Justin ordered it and actually is having it sent to me. But he ordered it, like I said, back on the 13th of January. It shipped, or it left their processing on January 13th, and then got sent out through Florida. It took 7 days through Florida to leave the state, and then it hasn't arrived anywhere. It said, now departing, hasn't arrived anywhere, no more updates, no nothing on it. And I got that battery that I've been waiting 3 weeks on, or two weeks on, whatever it's been. So
Shane's going to get the BL Touch that I sent him before you get the nozzle that you ordered.
Probably.
Holy cow, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. So would you do a help command? You can click on the function.
Yeah, anything.
And it will show you ones that you've added too.
Yeah.
So much better.
Yeah, all the macros are in there.
Oh, it doesn't run it those.
So I ordered the Mini on December 29th. So that was week 53 of 2020 is the way they classify it.
Yep.
And it should ship on or about February 24th that week.
If you get it, if you can get it by the second week of March, you'll be doing good, is my guess. Just my guess. I'm throwing that out there, knowing that mine was an 8-week ship time when they first put it up on the list, and knowing it took 10 weeks to get here.
Well, when they ship stuff, I get it. I mean, it gets to the facility in the U.S. in about a week, and then it takes usually 2 weeks from there to get to me. I get stuff from Prusa very fast once it actually ships.
Nice.
I'm willing to bet you're not going to see a print difference between the two.
Say again?
I'm willing to bet that you're not going to see a print difference between the two.
Probably not. But I'm also kind of debating if, depending on when it gets here, I might not even open it and just ship it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Because if I
just
ship
give
it
it to
ahead of
Aaron.
myself, that'll definitely give me a good, reliable printer to have once I move.
Yeah, because
Oh, you're
Other
talking about
than-
having it in the States?
I think that's a good idea. 'Cause,
yeah,
I mean, the box is tiny-ish.
Yeah, but just
Well-
because I mean, I'm already gonna ship. I don't know. I haven't decided what I'm shipping yet. I'm kind of debating on taking Megatron apart and shipping it, or the Bear, because they're easy to disassemble and put back together.
And that's what I was going to say. Find the ones that, that A, are easy to put back together, and B, pack pretty flat.
yeah,
Yeah, because the biggest thing for me is just having printers when I move, so that I can actually print stuff. Like I have to print all the new stuff for a new house. Like all the stuff we have here, I just pitch it when we move. So I just have to reprint all that stuff.
Cool.
It's not worth the wait.
So we're running a bed mesh. We'll see how that looks once it's done.
You have you have a dual Z or triple Z?
Dual. I just did the Z adjust.
Okay. You already have that outlined in there properly?
Yeah. So it came back with what was it? I think I was 0.01. I have it set to a 0.05 tolerance because that's close enough.
Yeah, I just changed Megatron to that.
Yeah. I mean, mine come back with 0.01. So I was like, that's plenty close for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna run it right now. I want to see what Megatron does again. But I'm getting it tuned. I have this one. It ended up failing because I went too cold. But hang on a second. Do that. It got too cold, but so far it's coming out a lot better than what it was before. Still not perfect. But yeah, I went too cold.
Let's see.
What was the other printer you were going to put Klipper on, Shane?
I'm debating on putting on the Bear.
I think that'd be a good one.
The Bear's got the SKR, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's exactly the same as Megatron, except it has a shorter Z because it's a traditional Prusa Bear. I mean, it's a DIY Prusa Bear. But yeah, because I couldn't get the NZ board to work with non-LDO motors because the Prusa firmware just sucks.
That's not bad right there. I will take it.
Yeah.
0.1. 0.1 is the biggest difference. It's because it's glass. I mean,
yeah.
It's got a 310 Ultra base on it.
Yeah, that's gonna be decently flat.
Yeah, it's
this Z came back at 0.022.
That's fine.
After 2 probes.
That's quick too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, on mine, it's weird. Sometimes it'll go like 5 full swipes back and forth, and occasionally 1 done. I honestly, I can't tell it doing any difference.
Yeah. Do you have it set up to run at the beginning of your print?
I don't, because I'm lazy. I was gonna actually add it in here.
Yeah. So if you bring up, as you were gonna show the compare in Notepad++, you can at least look at my macros because I do have that in my start G code or in the start macro.
I was going to do the compare, but then I realized I could still show people how to do it. It's going to be messy because it's not what am I trying to say? They're not formatted the same.
Correct. Yeah.
So it's going to be real messy looking. We can definitely show it.
You can at least also just double window in Windows.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the better way to go.
So my Voron 2.4 bed is a 0.2245.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious what the BLB is.
But that's on a flex plate, brah.
Glass for the win. The way I'm set up now, like you guys know, I went super cheap on this Voron.
$2 sensor.
Yeah, the actual heated bed is just the piece of aluminum that Shane that you and I ordered for the cheap printers.
Yeah,
It's just a big one of those for this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's cheap. I think I spent $12 on it.
I was gonna say it probably wasn't more than like 15 because we paid $7 for 2.
Yeah, and they're like they're like $7. So that being said, that's why I put a glass top on it, because I'm fairly certain that it's crap. But I did today. I ordered. That's what you guys saw me. That's why I was asking about burner credit cards. I did order a plate from Midwest Steel. And that app that I was talking about, I went out to the website to privacy. Was it privacy.com or something like that?
Mm-hmm. Privacy, yeah, that's what I've used.
I swear they're the same. The apps, the websites look identical. So, but yeah.
So yeah, when I ordered my bed from them, it was like a week or so later. My bank account was drained of over $2,000 from.
That is not a thing that should happen.
And it took more than 2 months to get it back.
That's crazy because I swear I just used PayPal with them.
Well, I mean, you did that a while ago, but there's no PayPal option anymore. PayPal might have dumped them.
It could be because of all the issues with them. PayPal probably pulled them. But
yeah.
I mean, I ordered mine like almost a year ago now.
Yeah, I'm sure PayPal said F you to these guys.
For sure.
They're having that much problems. So it's cool though. So the one I did is, so it sets me up. So I was able to create a temporary card. So as soon as I see the transaction go through, I'm going to cancel it. But it connects to Google Pay, which then connects to my bank account. So there's two jumps before it even hits my bank account.
So at least you got some protection in there.
Yeah, there's a buffer in there.
Hey, that's a cool Delta printer there, Dan.
Thanks.
Is there such a thing as a cool Delta printer?
If only I knew a guy that wanted to trade a Anycubic i3 Mega with a Klipper and all that good jazz installed in it already, and all I had to do was just bring him that lovely Delta and all of its parts that I have. I'd be more than happy to meet him at a truck stop.
Hopefully we can actually do it this weekend.
Yeah, if Mother Nature allows us to both travel 70 miles in the opposite direction.
I'd rather take I'd rather go the other way. I'd rather have the tropical storms.
I wouldn't argue if it got to 65 right now. I wouldn't argue.
How warm is it where you're at, Shane?
Now?
100?
I don't know, let me look here.
He's wearing a t-shirt.
Blowing on me right now because I'm dying.
Well, he's on the other half of the planet. I will not say where, don't worry. But he is on the other half of the planet, so he's summer. We're winter.
Yeah, he's on the warm half of the planet.
Right. He's on the good. Yeah, right now he's on the good half.
He's in North Korea.
It's what, almost 11 o'clock at night, and it's 71 outside.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I am so jealous, man. I am a sun worshiper though. Like I like going to the snow. Like I love snowboarding. I love skiing. I've been doing it since I was 5. But I want to go to the snow. I don't want the snow to come to me.
You can have our snow.
77 in my office though.
I wouldn't be mad. All right. So let's see. So I've got Notepad++ up. Cool thing about it is you can, what is it? You right click and you say view on other window or something like that. Move to other view. Actually, we can close this out. We don't need it. Actually, that's enough. So we can scroll. So we could do a compare. What I was originally going to do was show what you could do to compare files, but it's going to be ugly. But it is cool that like this is a way better trick for Marlin than anything because Marlin's so formatted. So like, in fact, whoever it was, I should be looking at the chat. I haven't looked at the chat for like an hour. I feel bad.
No one said anything in over an hour.
Well, that sounds about right. Mike 3DP is here for easy. Oh yeah, Mike, welcome. Sorry, didn't notice you were there because I'm a bad streamer and terrible looking at the chat.
He's new to this whole thing. You got to bear with him, Mike.
Is it? So welcome, Mike. Who is Mike? Do you know Mike, Dan?
I know of Mike. Mike's been in several chats throughout the community. He's been around.
Nice. Well,
Yeah.
glad to have you, Mike.
Also, sometimes people's names show up differently in StreamYards than they do on YouTube for some reason.
Sorry, we started talking about the Ender 3 switchwire conversion, so I just watched a couple files. I'm over here cutting. Sorry.
Thanks, guys. You guys are jerks.
So left is mine, right is yours.
So yeah. Oh, Ryan. Yeah. Ryan is Ryan Thorpe.
Yeah.
So the one thing that
Anyway.
Jared told me to do was what did he help me do on there? On the stepper was the sense resistor, which I don't.
Is that what the issue was? Shane, was that the issue with the motors? Was the sense resistor?
No.
Did you get that fixed?
Yeah. So now I was letting Aaron do his deal here with the compare thing first.
I was trying to. I want to do set first to compare, that one. Then I want to do plugins, compare. Man. Oh, compare. There we go. So then it runs through it and it shows you all the differences. Now, this is ugly because our files are not even close to the same. But if this were Marlin, it would be cool because it would be showing you most of the stuff, even on the older versions to the newer versions, and maybe I should have actually done this with Marlin configs, but I don't even know where I have them anymore. It'll show you, stuff that's added will be one color, and then stuff that's different will be another color. So it's a nice feature, but for us right now, it's useless. So I'm turning it off. Is
that a built-in plugin?
It is. I don't think it's enabled by default, but it's one that you just go to plugins and put the checkbox next to.
The logic of it is exactly the same it is in VS Code, because VS Code is set first to compare, and then it's compare with selected is how it is in VS Code. Because I use that all the time for Marlin, because when I was like copying Workaki stuff out of his Marlin for mine.
Right.
I use that.
Can you show me again where you enable that?
So when you have both, well, and actually you don't even need to have them up this way. Like you can have them in the same. Like I have them split out. So what you do is you go to plugins and then compare. Then you click on set first to compare.
I don't even have compare on mine.
Oh, for that you go to plugins and then plugins admins or admin.
Okay.
And
I had that in there.
I think you just say type compare.
Probably. Yeah.
Install. You already have it installed. If you don't have it installed, then you go to available, type in compare, and you should be able to find it. And it's just a matter of putting a tick box next to it and hitting close or install right here. It'll bring it in.
Okay.
Yeah.
And like Shane said, VS Code does it as well. VS Code is fantastic for it. In fact, if you're doing Marlin, you got VS Code open anyway. At least you should.
Well, Marlin 2.
Marlin 2.
I always just use
one too. You can totally use Marlin 1.
Oh, okay. I still, anytime I do Marlin 1, I still go back to IDE.
6 one half dozen the other. I mean, whatever works. It doesn't matter either way. I don't think what do you have on Marlin 1?
Lots of stuff.
And why?
Really?
Well, you got to figure there are like 0 companies right now that are shipping Marlin 2 on any 3D printer.
Serious?
Reality is not. JG Aurora is not. ANET is not. Anycubic is not. None of them. All the big names. Not a single big name that I can top of my head right now is shipping Marlin 2.0.
That just don't make sense.
I think maybe the newest Creality machines might be.
Well, the newest ones have to be because they're on a 32-bit processor now.
Right.
They don't have to be.
They don't?
No, you can run Marlin 1 on 32-bit.
Oh. I did not realize that.
Yeah, but 32-bit boards have been around a lot longer than Marlin 2 has.
I don't think you can.
Pretty sure you can.
I mean, I'm not going to argue. I didn't know that. I thought the opposite, but that's just because I thought the opposite. I am by no means the expert.
42-bit boards are only around now because technically the chips are cheaper to make than 8-bit chips now.
Oh, so much cheaper.
The only reason why that they've become more popular is because they become cheaper. But yet companies are still buying them at such high volume, they're still shipping 8-bit. Look at ANET. ANET is still using custom boards in their machines.
I think they've got a warehouse. I bet they have millions of those boards stacked up.
Oh, probably.
They're all the exact same board on all the printers. Aren't they?
The ET4 is different than the A8 Plus was.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
But still not great.
Yeah.
But it is running. I mean, I put Marlin 2 in that when I did a live stream of it. So that's running Marlin 2 now.
Yeah. So I guess since I've got these both up, I guess just to show folks, you can organize this config file any way you want. As long as you have, the sections, I guess you call these headings. As long as you have these headings in front of whatever you're working on, you can do it however you want. So kind of there's two styles, and this is kind of good to show because you can organize it like Shane did, which is having all the stepper X, stepper Y, stepper Z, and extruder info in one section, and that's going to be your direction and basically what it's doing, all the where your end stops and your basic information about what your stepper's doing, and then you come down to your actual TMC configuration, which is kind of like the difference between config and config advance in Marlin. And so then you got all your TMC stepper information below it. Put it where you could put it. You could put it at the end of the file if you wanted. And the way I did it was that I've got my XY stepper settings in one section. So there's stepper X, stepper Y. Then right below it, I've got my TMC information for those. Then you come down. So I broke it out by stepper as opposed to breaking it out by, all the steppers and then all the drivers. It's whatever you like. Whichever way your brain works is the way you should do it, frankly, in my opinion. Extruder, but we're not changing any of that stuff because was there something you wanted me to add?
Yeah, so go to my the sense resistor. Do you have that on yours?
Let me look. Well, let's see.
It's under the 2209 part.
The 2209 part. Yeah, I do.
Okay, and it's the 100?
I've got mine at 110.
Is that what I have mine at too?
Or 0.110.
Yeah, 110. Yeah. Yeah, so that apparently you need that so that the TMC driver can understand the voltage that's coming into it.
Oh.
So it has to do more with diagnostics. It doesn't have to be there, but it's more better because you're using the brain power of the TMC drivers properly, is what Jared said pretty much, is that like doing this, it now understands the power coming in and it knows how to register it on what it's actually using.
Cool. That makes sense.
So it's more of a diagnostics thing.
That's a good explanation. I don't even remember why I put it in there. I was following.
It probably was just in the config that you found.
Yeah, and because I was following one of the Voron configs, which frankly are pretty good configs. I mean, they're set up for you to have. I mean, I had to change it for my board. I had to change all the pins, but they're set up to take either a SKR 1.3 or an SKR 1.4, plug it in, throw that config at it, and it will just work because everything is there. But it's also very specific to Voron. What was that, Ryan?
It has 3 different size Vorons built in.
Oh, right. Yeah, you can just uncomment the sizes that you need, right? Which is nice. Or delete the ones you don't. So yeah, and then the header pin. So let's go down to the macros. So your probe and my probe are going to be different. Virtual SD card, display status. So what do these do on their own? Because I have them too, but I don't really know what they do.
For which ones?
So there's just the section that says display status and pause resume, but yet there's no code under them.
I think display status is just so it has a place in order to actually show the screen. Because if you don't have that, I don't even think your screen works.
Yeah, if you have a screen, you have to have it.
Okay, I mean, and that makes sense, I guess. But I'm just
I think that
my coder,
it's somewhere else in this folder structure where it pulls to, so that it knows to display the heated bed temperature and the hot end temperature and the file percentage and the fan. This is just a call out to some other config file over here on the right.
All right, I'm with you. It's I'm thinking, trying to dig back into my coder brain, which hasn't been active for years.
Yeah, it's basically just a call out.
A function call.
Yeah, and pause resume is in your where's it at? There's a stock or the client macros underscore config, the client underscore macros that calls out to there.
Okay.
So again, you have to have it in there so that it can call that macro from somewhere else into your config.
Gotcha. So filament switch sensor. This is the one I want to do.
The filament sensor, yeah. So I have mine hooked up into the Z Max for filament sensor.
In fact, I'm just going to hang it off the back of mine. I'm going to figure out where, because I'm pretty sure I've got a spot.
Yeah, I always use the X Max.
Say again?
I always use the X Max.
X Max is default in Marlin.
That's why I always use it.
Which one did you set yours up for, Shane?
Z Max.
Is there going to be a difference between picking one or the other?
You have to select a pin.
All right. Well, I mean, I got to do the pins anyway on this thing, so
just pick whatever max you want to use, X, Y, or Z. Doesn't matter. Just pick one, and remember it.
Yeah. Right.
While he's doing that, Shane, what did you have to do to fix your motor?
Oh, okay. So we all know how bad I am at crimping wires. So it was one of my jumpers because I got LDO sent motors for this. The LDO motor set they sent was for the Prusa, which has the NZ clips on it for the motors, and those do not fit in an SKR socket for the motors because they use the default, the standard JST. So I had to make a jumper from JST to that using DuPonts, and my the Z1, the right Z, something was a little loose in there, so I re-crimped it and seems fine now. And then X was just getting too hot. So X actually did overheat and started skipping because I didn't realize that with the 1 amp motors, they should be running way, way lower than what I thought it should be.
Yeah, I didn't realize that either. That's a lot lower than I thought.
Oh, I mean, it's remarkably, because I have it at...
that's like a quarter of what I thought.
Yeah, X is at 400 now, Y's 400, the Z's are at 400, and my extruder's at 350. So super low.
So I had to bring up my pinout for my board to figure out which one was which, because there's so many connections on that SKR 1.1 Pro. You can't even see the labels. Like,
oh yeah. So Jake said, just pick whichever max you want to use, and then change the pin for that.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out which ones are even max. Let's see. Good Lord, God, that is the problem with this board. There is a ton of crap on it.
Yeah, I was gonna say it might not even have. I mean, I guess it is a pretty feature-rich board.
It's got it's got X min and X, it's got min and max for everything.
Okay, because I think the minis don't have max.
Which one is it? God damn it! XC. Oh, let me. That particular diagram sucks. Let's do.
Yeah, the Mini does not have max pins. The SKR Mini, it only has min pins.
Oh, okay. I mean, it doesn't. Yeah. I just got to find a better image of that to know which one's which. Here we go.
Holy crap, that's a lot of pins.
Where is it?
What'd you say, Ryan?
That's a lot of pins.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I see the pins for the men, but I can't see the ones for the max.
Well, I keep finding there's plenty of diagrams that have, they just circle all of them and say, here's your limit switches. Like, thanks. Which one's which?
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's probably on the GitHub.
I'll check.
Yeah. That reminds me of a story. Random story here. I used to paintball a lot. Like when I was in a 3-on-3 tournament with a couple of my buddies, and we're just starting out. All the two teams are coming together, and I look over to one of my buddy. I was coming up the middle, and they were going down the sides, and I couldn't see anybody. So I said, "Hey, Ian, where's the other team?" He looks at me and open-handed goes like this. Like down oh, so you're telling me the other team is on the other side of the field? Thank you. Helpful teammate. That's literally open palm over there.
You know what? I'm just going to go into VS Code and look it up that way from Marlin.
Anyway, random story over. It totally reminded me of that. Like it's on this side of the board.
Yonder.
Yeah, exactly. Yonder.
They are yonder, Aaron.
Thanks. I'm going to get shot now. All right, come on. This cannot be. Why is this so hard? Like, this is just not the thing that should be hard to do.
What's the MCU on that chip? On that board?
5.
We just did it.
What was that?
104?
407.
407. There you go. Good job, Shane. I cannot.
I mean, you guys are old, so I mean, it's all right if you don't remember it.
It's true. I'm hella old.
Wow.
So what?
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, Dan is only like 5 months older than me.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I'm already dust according to these guys.
Right. Z minus.
Must be nice to be.
Hey, I'm
youthful.
saying. Which one do you want? Do you want Z Max pin? I see it as PG5.
PG5. That would probably help. Maybe.
I just pulled that from Marlin.
PG5. Good Lord. This is. Well, here, I'll just show you guys what garbage I'm looking at. Jeez, this is stupid here. Like, I'm honestly going through like Google Images right now, trying to find one that I can actually.
Oh God.
Like it's
just instead of do diagram, do pinout. I think you're just having a Google Foo night.
Yeah.
And usually I go to you for my Google Foo. So
seriously,
do pinout.
This one looks colorful. I like colors.
There we go. When you're trying to load filament, you accidentally hit unload filament.
So there's X, Y, and Z min, and then E0, E1, E2. What the hell does that mean? So this is the board, and these are all my pins.
PG5 is E2.
E2 is PG5. Where are you seeing this?
Okay, right up one and to the right there.
Oh, good Lord. Now I see it. Helps if I zoom in.
E5.
So you said PG5. All right, sweet. Awesome. That was fun.
So you're going to use the E2.
I use my Google Foo.
Your Google Foo is stronger than mine this evening, sir. So we're going to go with that E2 PG5. Cool.
I just find it funny because literally like every stream, like, look this up for me. All right.
Yeah.
So
Usually Aaron's good for helping you on streams, and I'm good for giving you shit on streams.
You know, you guys gotta have a night job,
right?
I probably should have turned my printer off before I plugged something into it.
Si, senor.
Yeah.
Do that.
Too late now.
You know what, man? You only live once. Go for it.
I mean, that should not cause an issue. Motors
No.
can cause an issue sometimes, but
It should be fine. It should be fine. Yeah, if it was a motor,
I mean,
then I'd actually might be
did
worried
you
about
check
it right
the pin
now.
out before you did that?
Of course I did.
So
Of course
it's gonna
he
go
did
voltage,
not.
ground signal.
Let me turn my printer off this time.
Aaron would
Yeah.
for
He's
sure
gonna
check
commit,
that before
okay?
he does it.
Benching. There you are.
So is
There's
it
a-
wrong of me to just print all those parts in the atomic, the blue carbon fiber PETG? I think that's wrong.
Yes. Yes.
Why? What color should I print other stuff in?
Do you have any black?
I do have some black carbon fiber left, but not much.
Man,
Yeah,
I think
red.
you hang out with Chris Warpaki too much because all that carbon fiber talk, man. Like,
Hey, don't. It's good stuff.
It's great
I
stuff.
have a roll
But
that's
it's not
sitting right
stronger.
but like,
I'm just
it's still
saying.
$50 a roll.
I know it's still $50 a roll. That's why there's still a partial roll of red and black up there too that I bought like 6 months ago, 7 months ago, or whatever it's been. Because I'm not going to just print everything with it.
I just
just
wish
did
they'd
it.
have more of a color selection for their CFABS.
But it's not stronger. It's just pretty.
Well,
Yeah.
duh.
Again, the same could be said for mistakes I've made in the past.
Thank you for reminding me about the pinout, Shane. Yeah, it was backwards.
It would have been good content.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Me head down trying to change pins on a JST connector, which are my absolute favorite. Again, that's exactly why Grapple has been non-functional for the last like month. There are 3 little pins I need to.
I need to get some more filament so I can finish my grapple.
Do it, man. It'll probably be working before mine is. I hate JST connectors. All right, so this.
I should call it Grapple 2020.
You should say call it Grapple working.
I don't get why they call those pin E0, E1, and E2.
Because it's 3 extruders.
But they're end stop pins.
Exactly. So you can run 3 independent end stops. So you could use it with a tool changer, or you could use 2 of those and run them with an IDEX and have individual homing on each of the IDEX arms.
Dude, I'm feeling serious deja vu on this conversation.
Yes. It sounds like something that may have been had, a conversation that may have been had by some people that might be on the stream before.
It wasn't me.
I swear we had this conversation before.
Wasn't me.
I know it wasn't me, but that's also because I don't have one of these boards. And Aaron, you and I haven't really talked much about boards on any of the streams. My streams tend to go way off the rails way too quick, and what may start as what may have the intentions of being a good stream with like an actual reason for streaming. You give it an hour and a half and a couple of the people in our community, and it's gone.
No, I mean,
Hour and a half, huh?
I say you give it about an hour and a half. I mean, there's been times where 5 minutes into the stream, it's already like, oh, this is lost. It's like, it's that train wreck. You're just waiting to see who's going to say what next.
I would like to try this board.
Hey, all I know is if I'm converting mine over to a switch wire, it's already got the SKR E3 Mini, but it's only the version 1.2 in it. So
the thing is, it'll all work. That's the cool thing.
Yeah. All I got to do is, and I've got, oddly enough, they're floating around here somewhere. I have a Pi 0W, and actually hooked up to that one, I believe, is a 3B plus. So really, it's already there. All I've got to do is just flash the image, load it, get it up and running, create the file or create the firmware, and then just load the firmware.
Nice.
And then it'll have Klipper up and running on it. And it's just one of those, maybe this weekend, if I don't make it out to the world's largest truck stop.
You'll make it.
Yeah, as long as Mother Nature allows, I'll make it out to the world's largest truck stop to meet a man, which is kind of a weird thing to say, but you know, given the circumstances, he's going to have some goodies.
I'm going to meet a man at a truck stop.
Got to see a man about a printer.
Okay, I'm going to meet a man at a truck stop.
Name, dude. Come on, man. Printer.
Well, when I built this, so I found a deal on 2 of these, so I just grabbed them, and I've had the OS loaded on these now for about a week or 2, but I didn't know what they were going on, so I had the first one is Fliudd Pi, the other one is Fliudd Pi 2. I'll change it. And they are way slower than the regular Pi, though.
That's why I think I'll just stick with the 3B Plus that's currently in that one when I make the change, just so that I can, you know.
I mean, I know this runs fine on this board, but
yeah,
if you got the room, your Pi 3 is the way to go. If you have them.
Oh yeah, trust me, I've got it. The 3B Plus that's sitting over there, and the SKR for the SKR, the 1 point or the mini 1.2. That'll be more than sufficient. I'm quite certain, considering I've been watching them build a bunch of the Vorons using the old E3 Mini, the 1.2s, and the new 2.0s. I've been seeing them build them with both, and even the new turbos too. I've been hearing. So,
but if you ever plan on using a camera on it, you have to use a
full size
Pi 3. Yeah.
Yeah. Which I'm going to use the 3B Plus. Like I said, I've already got the cam and everything over there. All I want to do is I'll change it to Klipper. I'll play around with it, basically get it set up, and then cross my fingers and pray that I didn't make a mistake by doing that, because I'm weird about change.
I mean, you can always just copy your curve file and
You're not as weird as Shane as when it comes to change. Shane just don't like change.
Either. I've got 8-bit board running Marlin 2.0. I have no clue what version out there, but it's the cheapest printer, and I shouldn't talk about it because I'll break it.
And Eddie basically told you to get rid of it.
It's the one made out of freaking aluminum square tube that cost me $10 for the frame. It prints gloriously.
Yeah, it's the one that won Shane's contest.
No, not even that one.
Oh,
this is an i3 version.
That's right.
The i3, I think I showed you once.
Yeah,
you showed me. It's leftover ANET A8 parts.
Yeah.
Like, all right, Ryan, why am I getting this? What the hell's going on? All right, what's this?
Yeah, I'm hoping that
hit your firmware restart button again.
I am kind of thinking that one of the motors on the printer that I'm going to convert, I think my Z motor might be going out on me. So if it is, thankfully I disassembled an ANET, or not an ANET, the artillery, the Sidewinder. So I have 2 of the Sidewinder motors still sitting here. I can always just scavenge those for right now, and then down the road look at upgrading the motors to something else.
Did you already have the USB ID?
Yeah, we were connected before. I was running it. It ran fine. In the hell did I do here?
Did you update anything?
Who knows? Let's see.
It's not going to connect if your signal and ground pins are flipped. It's not going to boot.
It's got to be it then.
So I would just make
you
sure
just
that
fixed it.
I would just verify that your pinout is correct.
Well,
if you think that might have the signal and ground inverted what you think it is, so maybe try reversing them. But it's not. So I bet you right now, if you turn off the machine, pull it, turn it back on, it boots up just fine.
Yeah, I think you're probably right, Shane. Because I'll be honest, like that's that sensor I was asking about on the Discord. I mean, it literally came in a box with a red, no instructions, no diagrams. Of course, I mean, it's from Amazon, but it's still just an AliExpress box.
Yeah.
No, I'm even assuming that the red is power. So
that's a safe bet.
Yeah. What are your colors?
Red, white, and black.
I mean, white should be signal.
It should be.
What I put on here. So back over to.
Yeah, do firmware restart. It'll probably boot up just fine.
Yeah.
Also, I'm going to be the one to comment that you're in shorts and a sweatshirt.
Well, I'm in Oregon. Acceptable.
Never acceptable.
I like shorts, but I also wanted to be able to go outside.
At least he's got shorts on. Got to give him that.
Yeah, there you go, Shane. Spot on as usual.
So flip your, and you have power as the closest to the steppers, right?
I have power here on the top. Yeah, the 3.3.
Okay. Yeah,
so
then it should go ground signal. So flip signal and ground, and it should be fine.
Will do.
Does that make black signal or is that white signal?
That makes black signal, which is not unheard of.
No, but it still don't make sense.
No, it's dumb, 100%. But it's not the first time I've seen something stupid like that. Well, I guess realistically I could swap it on both sides and make it ground.
Yeah, you could. But stupid idea. Too much work.
Yeah. Working is more important.
Today's Thursday, isn't it?
All day long.
For another 33 minutes.
For you.
Yeah.
No, I got 3.5 hours.
All right, let's try that again.
So hopefully you get that BL Touch pretty soon.
Probably, maybe at the earliest it'll be this week.
Well, heck yeah, they're awesome.
I also have a BL Touch on that Ender. You think that'll be a good thing to leave on there when I do the conversion? Maybe, Ryan? You think?
I mean, it don't matter.
I think that's just personal preference.
Yeah.
No, I know. I was just kind of being a wise guy because I was waiting to see if Mr. Ryan over here, the purist, was going to be like,
I already did all that, Aaron. And I like you, Dan, so.
Did you say I lied to you, Dan? Is that what you just said?
I said I like you, Dan.
Yeah, I heard I'll lie to you, Dan. That's what I heard.
I wouldn't say that.
Well, not to his face.
Yeah, he said this now. And then Saturday when I'm sitting in the truck stop parking lot and have been waiting for 2 hours, he'd be like, "Oh yeah, I'm sorry, man. I don't know what happened."
Now.
He's like, "Yeah, I'll be there in like 2 minutes." Find out he's walking out his damn front door on his way to me.
I wouldn't do that.
Hey, you know what? If you want one of these, you better be there.
Those are pretty.
Yeah, I know. They were the deal, and then I just ordered some more, just the regular ones now too. So I'll have some just regular ones.
I also get a duet sticker too.
Nobody. And then Brandon was here, and then he left because I didn't see him.
Whose job is it to watch the chat?
Probably mine because it's my stream, but I suck at it. Sorry, Brandon. If he's even around anymore, he probably said "F this, I'm out."
Is he in the back room?
Nope,
Oh, okay.
he bolted because I'm
only
terrible.
5 minutes ago. Come on.
We should have just done this on Discord.
Hey, look at that.
I got you.
Word.
Hey, it's working again.
Neato.
Nice.
All right, so you
Must be nice to be smart like Shane.
I know. I totally wish I was smart like Shane.
What's up, Jerry?
Hey, Jerry.
When you screw up enough things, you learn a few things.
What in the ever living hell is this?
What is going on?
Anybody who screwed up printers, it's gonna be me.
Like I said, my favorite stream of Shane is a fairly recent one when he wired a SKR wrong for power.
Yep.
And he almost cried.
So where do you see that?
See what?
You know what? I probably haven't. Okay, now that it's letting me turn on the printer, now I just need to actually. Oh, I probably should actually put it in there.
Yeah, you probably didn't add it because if you go to printer, you should see it there.
Yeah, it's not. I was just making sure. Well, yeah, I got stuck on getting it to actually physically work. So
yeah, well, you're on dashboard now.
Here,
So.
I've got your whole
Before
filament.
you do anything, you should go over to the hamburger menu. Click UI settings. And change that damn name for your printer.
Oh, fine. All right.
Did you like that, Shane?
You should name it Thorpe. Make Ryan happy.
It makes it
call
easy to
Thorpe.
know. Like, everyone says that I'm dumb for doing it, but like that's why I do bed images. I have so many printers and especially custom builds now, and I'm always in Proof Slicer. I never look over the side. I want to look at the easiest thing, and the bed image is the easiest thing. It's right there in my face.
I did a really cool bed image on Super Slicer. Because that's what the Voron folks use, you see? So I was like, oh, I guess I better use Super Slicer.
You should do one for my Delta. My
Oh, that would be a cool logo.
I need to figure out how to do it for Bumblebee still.
I let Aaron name my printer.
So once you add that code in, Aaron, let me know. Because I want to get this thing working with you, and then I'm probably gonna head to bed.
Yeah, I gotta
go back to work tomorrow.
That's sweet.
There you go.
See, that is the cool thing about Proof Slicer. You know, that you can just throw these images together and make it look cool. But anyway,
I have never used Proof Slicer.
I like it. It's good.
What are you using? Oh, you're using Idea Maker.
I'm totally into Idea Maker now. I'm full ham on Idea Maker.
There's got to be a way to do that to Idea Maker, like a back end or something.
I'm sure there is. I just haven't taken the time to do it. All right, so don't care about that. Let's copy Shane's code. You find a good spot for it. Actually, screw that. I'll just do it here because I can, and here we are.
Yeah.
And then you guys can see it. Printer. That make you feel better? Seeing Prediking up there?
It does.
Much
Good.
better.
Good. Printer edit.
Oh, Jim's still here. Hey, Jim.
Jim's here.
Jimbo.
Let's see. So where should we put it? Let's go to right.
Jim, the man, the legend.
Logically see it. Display, bed screws, macros. Wait, where's my probe settings? I wanted it right after that. Because that's what my brain tells me to do. There we go.
Probe right there.
Don't ask me why that's where I'm putting it, but it's where I'm putting it. So we need to do the pin.
It's the switch pin. It says P1.24.
P1,
It's at the bottom of the filament sensor. Keep going up.
Oh, right there. Gotcha.
Right there. There you go.
Ryan, what'd you say it was?
PG5. That sound right?
Sounds right. I do have it right here. Yep, PG5. Cool.
Save and restart and see what happens.
There we go.
I mean,
Let's
you
see
have to
some smoke.
adjust your park and stuff, but
Say again?
you have to adjust your park for whatever works for you.
Oh. Yeah, I have mine set to park back left.
Yeah, but I have a separate park in there.
Oh, I'm with you.
And there it is.
Oh, right there. Shows it. Cool.
Or is there filament in it?
No.
All right, then just invert your pin.
What was it showing that it was?
It's green, means there's filament in.
Gotcha.
So when it's triggered, it's green. When it's not triggered, it turns to the orange exclamation point.
Gotcha.
Man, I almost sound like I know what I'm doing with this.
Well, yeah. I mean, it doesn't take much to get better at this than I am, dude. That is not saying much at all.
I think I just spend more time with 3D printing than you do.
You have a couple more printers than I do.
Just a couple.
The amount of printers you have compared to me is not done in plus or minus, but in multiplication.
Oh yeah, I mean, again, I'm still really enjoying all these more custom builds. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think the custom building printers is 10 times better than buying one.
Well, but you have to get to that level. Like, I would never tell someone to go out and build a from scratch bear.
No.
If they don't know what they're doing.
No,
You know,
I mean,
as much as Enders suck, and Ender 3 to start out with is fine.
Yeah.
You know, you got to start with something. You have to learn the ropes somehow. You know.
well, I mean, there's the basics that, I mean, I think Ender 3 is great for the fact that there's a million of them. It's easy to assemble, and it comes with an instruction manual, but yet there's just enough assembly to where you have to know what this part is to do it.
If Enders are so great, how come Dan's are never running?
Well, I didn't say they were.
One's printing right now.
So
why
is
it
it
not showing up on there? It should be showing up. Where the hell did it go?
Shane? Does this mean is that an error, or does that just mean no filament?
It means no filament.
Yeah.
So right now, if you stick something in it, it should turn green.
Test it. Bless you.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, that didn't
Uh-oh.
work.
What did you do?
That shorted it.
Yeah,
That shorted the
bad.
board.
That's no bueno. That's awesome.
Which sensor is that again?
Say again.
Is that the Triangle Lab sensor?
Just it's random sensor. Wonder if I just fried my board.
No, you didn't. No, all you did was short it. You just shorted the ground. That's all it means.
Oh, okay.
I'll see if I can't find it.
Yeah, literally all that means is that when it's triggered, it shorts the ground.
Actually, I got one here I could probably tear apart real quick. Hold on one sec.
What does that mean? I had that happen before as well, but not with Klipper. Because I had to deal with this issue with RepRap.
It is.
Okay, I'm back. From this sensor I've got in my hand, from left
Yeah,
to
'cause we can
right
see
on
you.
the sensor, signal, ground, and voltage.
So this is literally the sensor I have.
Yeah, that's the same as the one I got in my hand.
Okay, let me grab it here. Let me just turn off the printer again.
I wonder if you can go. Why do you even have voltage on that board?
Because it's got an LED.
An LED. Yep.
It's like because those little simple sensors are annoying.
I do not disagree. It
Can
was
you
the one,
find it
honestly, it was
on
laziness.
Amazon?
It was the one that took one day to get here from Amazon.
Yeah, can you find it on Amazon real quick?
Yo, there's jack for info on it.
Oh, okay.
I've got the pen right here in my hand. I got one torn apart.
Oh, so because the one thing that it could be is did you plug the cable in the right way?
You can only go in one way, but that doesn't mean what I did on the printer. So get out of here.
Is it a 3-pin or 4-pin at the board?
3
At
on
the,
both sides.
sensor.
It's 3 and 3.
But just going off this picture, your positive is on a different side.
Yeah. So Ryan, from that angle,
from left to right, it's signal ground voltage.
Signal ground voltage, and that. So that's how we had it hooked up when it didn't power on.
No. I mean, so at the actual sensor. So looking straight at this picture right now.
Sorry. I was thinking and not speaking. I was not saying what I was thinking. So if it's signal, you said signal ground power. Is that what you said?
Yep.
That, according to this, that's signal ground power.
Correct.
Yeah, and that should go into the filament switch that way.
Right. And then
that's the way you had it the first time.
And so then on the printer end, here is ground signal power, according to what Ryan said. This is what I switched it to. I switched it from what Ryan said, I think. Yeah.
You could try switching it back, but again, it didn't boot because
it didn't boot. Yeah, switching it back. So let's say
on your board side, it should be red, black, and white, right?
Or no.
It should be.
Yeah,
it should be white, black, and then red. That's how it should be.
Yeah. So I'm looking at the traces on the board. On a 3-pin switch, you want the outside too?
If you want to go down to 2.
Well, I'm just thinking just getting rid of the LED.
It's probably going to be, it's the outside 2 when you look it up, but it's or no, it's not even that, because it all depends. They're all different. That's the thing. Like the standard on these is so shitty.
Yeah, agree.
You can probably just get rid of the voltage line.
Potentially, but some boards require it. So like the Triangle Labs board won't work without voltage going to it.
That's stupid.
But it also can be daisy chained, which also is stupid. Because I don't know who in the world would daisy chain filament sensors.
I could see it on doing like a dual Z setup, maybe, where it won't start until both are pushed in.
Yeah, but we're talking. Oh, you mean like a dual extruder?
So the outside 2. Can you hear my multimeter beeping?
Yep.
So the outside 2 pins, give me that. When I press the button down, the inside.
They're closing the switch then.
Yeah. So that's
going. It's using voltage then.
Yeah.
And that inside pin. So because my multimeter for the continuity test has to have a tiny little bit of voltage off the 9-volt battery. Mm-hmm. When I connect the middle pin from what you're seeing on my screen up there, the middle pin and the far left pin,
which would be signal,
it doesn't do anything, but when I press the button, it turns the LED on. So does that mean the far left is power?
On the switch, can you see any of the common, normally open, normally closed, NONC? Can you see that on the actual switch?
Yes.
So the only two that you need is the common and the NO.
Which is, the common is the far, so not talking about the actual pins, but sorry, these. So right here, that's common.
Yep.
The next
in the
one
middle
over,
is the NO.
yeah, is NO, and then NC is the third one.
Yeah, so you just need the left two.
Which would make sense because that would be your signal and your ground.
Right. And looking at the traces, common, okay, that's actually helpful, Shane. Thanks. So the common goes to this pin, the far right pin. And normally closed goes to, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Normally closed, that goes over here. So common is going to be this pin. Whoa, shoot. Sorry, what did I do? It's messing with StreamYard when I shouldn't be. This is common. This is normally closed. So that mean the middle is power?
I highly doubt, because I'm looking at all these that I have, they're all identical. So at the pivot point is common. So the far left of this picture, the pivot point is common. The center is normally open, far right normally closed.
Yeah, on the switch, on the actual switch, but there's a board.
Oh, yeah, I can't, yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm sorry. Yeah, so I can see the traces on it. So you're absolutely right, though. So this over here, this side is common, and then, like you said, normally closed and normally open. The trace for common goes.
You can beep it out.
Yeah. In fact, yeah, I can.
Just see which pin those go to and just use those two pins.
Yeah.
And I've never had this much issue with a filament sensor.
Well, who else would but me?
Shane.
And I did, which is why I know these things, because I had these issues. And I persevered.
You did, sir. So, yeah.
How many times did you swear at it, though?
Many nights. But I still got it. That's what counts.
Correct.
The end result is all that matters.
Exactly. Working is working. So, yeah. So, while this side is common on the switch, the opposite pin is common on the connector.
Okay, so just try those two and see what happens.
So I don't even want so just completely nix the power wire, right?
Holy shoot. That shook the hell out of the house.
You okay?
Yeah, it's thunder.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it just shook my house like crazy.
Dang. So I want to just get rid of the power wire, right?
Yes.
Cool.
And again, with that little board, because it's pretty dumb, it shouldn't matter. Like I said, that Triangle Labs one, that just drove me crazy because it requires power for it to even work. But it's also using one of those big, beefy roller switches.
Yeah, this isn't that.
It's not using one of these like little teeny ones that literally require nothing other than a voltage going through once it's closed.
So generally speaking, though, for like if you were to do a proper color coding here, would you consider is the common, is that ground or is that signal?
Common is ground.
Okay.
Black.
So I was gonna try to wire it up so in a couple months when I do something, I actually know what the hell I did.
Yeah, I always use red as power, black as ground/common, and white or green as signal.
I try to do the same.
Or if you're Prusa, black is signal.
But then there's Prusa.
And he is non-standard, just like everybody else.
Yeah, exactly.
I will say that is the one thing that some company out there needs to, hang on a second,
Oh,
Thank
Brandon's dude. I'm sorry, Brandon. I'm the biggest jerk ever. Like I'm staring at these wires. Hey, Brandon. Welcome to the stream, dude.
It's
How's it
okay.
going, Brandon?
I know Shane's been wanting to see my face for a while, so I just figured I'd stop by.
And Shane left too. As soon as you show up.
Wow, that makes me feel really bad now.
That's right. We want to see you, Brandon.
Actually, I hate to do it because I know Brandon just showed up, but I am going to go because I am tired.
Dan, I'll catch you on one of your streams.
Huh?
I'll catch you on one of your streams. Actually, although I did see that you weren't going to stream for a while. But
yeah, the things in the community get a little toxic every now and then, and sometimes you just need to step back for a little bit and work on yourself, So I took some time away. I'll still pop in other people's, but yeah, anymore I hide in my Discord. If I want to stream and hang out and talk to people, I'll hide in there. So, but
I'll see you around, Dan.
Sometimes you got to just step back. Like it's better to just put your head down than deal with BS.
Oh yeah. It's like I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna do some things. Like today, I had a bunch of octolapses that I'd been meaning just to post them to my other channel just to get some content over there. I figured it's nothing more to at most the longest one thing's like a minute and a half long. I'm like, I'll just post them. It's just prints being made, and then if I'm going to do something with them, I make a little note in the description saying, hey, I'm gonna keep watching, come back. You can actually see me put these parts to use here. So
for sure.
And the DB3D second channel?
Huh?
DB3D makes.
Yeah, it's DB3D makes.
Didn't know that was a channel.
I don't have 100 subs yet to go ahead and actually name the channel. So I call it DB3D Makes, and you can find it by searching for DB3D Makes. So, but anyway, yeah, I just posted a bunch of octolapses today, and I'm going to put some more stuff up as I get it. But as I start making things and doing things, you would think that I would have been streaming this thing behind me, but I haven't. I've just been building that on my Discord and on everybody else's streams. Hangout.
It looks pretty nice.
I think
it's coming together. It'll be nice when it's done.
Just don't ask him how long it's taken to get to that point.
Hey,
I'm probably too long.
I'm not doing as bad as some people. I'm at the point right now where I have a functioning X and Y on top now. My Z is there. I just have to cut down my lead screws once I get a hot end, because that was a drama I ran into. I was going to use the Omnia drop. I was going to use the Omnia drop on it, but then I realized the fan slams into one of the motors because the fan, the way it sits on the Omnia drop, is pretty much flat. And it just, the way it sticks out just too far, that when I try to move things around, it was just bouncing off the motor. Like I would lose about 30 mil off one side of the bed. And I'm like, no, that's okay. So I'm going to switch it back for right now to something else. I'm going to move everything back a little bit more, but even if I move it back more, it's still not going to leave me enough room to clear that one motor with the fan. I'll just keep smacking it into it if I get into that corner. And I don't want to deal with that headache. So,
hey, Shane's back. Hey, Shane.
What's up, man?
So,
did we get anywhere there, Aaron?
Still waiting for the cheap pie to boot up.
but gentlemen, I'm out. Have a good evening. I will probably do on the phone and whatnot. So, have fun. See you guys later.
See ya.
Yeah.
So
what's new with you, Brandon?
Nothing. I am still procrastinating on building that bear. I need to figure out what color I'm going to make the accent pieces. It's a purple frame.
You get that basement cleared out?
Enough of it for now. I mean, I should be able to print soon.
I figured I should beat Shane do it before he says it.
I know. Hate to see it.
That worked. All right, I figured out how to push from GitHub desktop to GitHub. It worked.
Nice.
Oh, sweet.
It literally took me an hour.
I'm glad you got something done. All right.
So I guess Klipper is the new hotness now. I'm hearing.
We kind of forced it into that role.
I had nothing to do with it.
I am more enjoying it, again, as I said before, as the ease of use with the many custom printers I'm building now, having them all on a fairly common platform.
Lost it again.
They're really easier?
What the hell?
Well, because I don't have to manage all these SD cards and all these different forks and parts of Marlin, and I also suck with GitHub and trying to merge. I usually ask Kennedy or Keith to merge Marlin for me so I can get a newer version, because I still don't know how to do that. So
You need to read up on your Marlin, man.
I never liked it. I can get a printer running in a couple hours at Marlin. I can get a firmware going for it, but keeping it updated and maintained is...
Well, I mean, if it works, you don't really need to upgrade the firmware unless you want the new features.
Which is why the FT5 is sitting at 1.1.9. For
is it working fine on 1.1.9?
Yeah,
it's working.
Yeah, then.
I mean, I couldn't even tell you what version of Marlin this thing's on. No clue. It's 2 dot something. That's all I know. Don't care because it works fine.
We got rid of the voltage. I feel like the only thing you could really do is just switch the wires around.
So it works, but as soon as I trip it, so that's what happened. So it showed the exclamation point is in no filament. Put a filament in, turned green, and then it jacked out. So
yeah, because it's shorting it.
Like, so that's good.
I mean, it could just be the switch too.
It could be garbage. It was cheap.
Yeah, but it's really hard to mess that kind of stuff up. These simple electronics are not really anything that... Hey, it's working.
Now it's working.
That's odd.
Are you tripping it that many times, or is it just like...
That's not a good looking mesh.
Yeah, it is. Look at the scale.
Oh wait, no. Oh, okay, that's not that bad.
It's only a 0.1882, and it's with a BL Touch.
Oh, it's a BL Touch.
Yeah, dude, it's 0.1. Come on, man.
Here's the thing, Brandon.
Oh no, I know.
Touch on a Voron.
I know Aaron loves his BL Touches. I know.
Who does that on a Voron though?
Someone who likes to mess with everyone else.
Heretic.
Someone who says you can't. Whenever I hear you can't do that. That's not the right way to do it. Hold my beer.
All right, the right way to do it is putting a BL Touch on it. The wrong way would be to put an inductive sensor on it. Don't do that.
Oh, but Brandon, you're asking also the advantages. So also just being able to just hit upload and send it directly to the printer and not have to worry about Octopi or anything like that. It just kind of goes to the printer, because basically having Klipper, it doesn't feel like it's something separate from the printer, where Octopi feels separate from the printer. Do you know what I mean?
So like you're sending things directly to Klipper?
Well, yeah, I mean, you just hit the upload button in ProSlicer and it goes straight to it and starts printing. You know,
oh, okay.
But
I got you.
it's easier to in order to manage the printer, you're doing it from a single interface. You're not doing it from a firmware file or for somewhere else, where like the Prusa, I have to either interface with it directly or get out the SD card, interface with it, or send it to Octoprint, and then Octoprint prints it. So
a good example of where that makes a big difference is for the instance of like filament change. Like if you have, I'm probably going to say it wrong, but if you like a filament runout sensor won't work on a Marlin printer if the filament sensor is hooked up to the printer, not the Octoprint.
Yeah.
And in this case, they're the one and the same, so it works. So that,
okay.
You know, I never thought about that. That's another big positive.
I mean, I'm mostly just here for that 28-minute benchies, but
well, and that's the most important part.
Yeah, the other thing is that I can manage all my servers. So I ended up installing Fliudd Klipper on a separate Pi 0 here that just now sits here underneath my computer, and that is my host. And I just go to that one, and I have all my printers listed underneath that.
Oh, so you can have
Did you
like
ever get
you
that
can have
working
a
on your phone?
Prediking there. So under Prediking, I have multiple printers there, and I can
oh,
just switch to a
so
different
you can have a
printer.
single server that runs multiple Klipper instances.
Well, no.
Well, not that runs it, but that connects to multiple Klipper instances.
Yes, but you can also dedicate. Like if I wanted Megatron to be the one I connect to, I can add all my other ones to it.
But you'd want to leave it on.
Yeah, but if I shut it off, then obviously I can't access the other ones if that's the only URL I'm going to. And I could go to each individual one, and I have them all named. So I have this is Teletran.local, Megatron.local, Ultramagnus.local. I can just go to that and go to each one of those if I want to. But I'm just using Teletron as the one that I'm always connecting to.
Did you ever get it working on your phone?
No, I put a picture and tagged what's his face in there, and I didn't see him reply yet.
That don't make sense to me.
Are you able to access Octoprint?
Because...
Are you able to access Octoprint stuff from your phone?
Yeah.
Okay. In that case,
for some reason it's not working on my Pixel phone with Chrome.
Can you access it using the IP address?
You should be able to. Yeah, I think it's because of the DNS routing on phones use separate ones from.
Yeah, but my Pixel doesn't even have a SIM card in it because it's a local. I mean, it's just my personal phone. I don't use it.
But it would still be using Google's DNS servers to resolve some hosts. That's most likely why it doesn't work.
Fair enough.
So, is there an API key in Fliudd, or is it just leave it blank?
Just put 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
That's a pretty secure key.
Yeah, I like that.
There is no key.
You can have it create one for you, but it's stupid because if you're on your own closed network, it doesn't really matter.
I mean, I am on a closed network, so I'm not worried about it, but still kind of not good enough.
Okay. Put an 8.
Again, if somebody really wants to get on my Wi-Fi, power to you.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot you can get from me.
Oh man, I feel like I don't even know if I was to put Klipper on a printer. I don't even know which one I would put it on.
Put it on the barrier
Ultramagnus.
Failed read file during upload.
But I like Ultramagnus the way it is.
Well, and the other thing that's nice about it is I literally named the old firmware is firmware.marlin.
Mm-hmm.
So if I ever want to go back, all I have to do is just copy that off, format the card, put it back on there, and I'm running Marlin again.
And you already know somebody with a config for that printer.
Yeah.
True.
And I already have fully running with Klipper.
Although I've actually only been printing with the KP3S lately. That's one that I have like in my room. And I gotta say, like after I flashed Marlin onto it and changed the fan cooling duct, it's actually printing really well. Like I fixed my Idea Maker profile too. It does a pretty good job.
Is that little printer?
Yeah, it's the King Room one.
Oh, the King Room. Okay.
I'm not a big fan of the idea of having a direct extruder on a cantilever printer.
I mean, it's printing out some nice stuff, I gotta say.
But I mean, it's got a freaking linear rail and a piece of 2020 extrusion, right?
Yeah.
Like that's not going to move.
And it's aluminum brackets.
Yeah, I think the Klipper's been ported to that printer, so maybe that can be my project printer for Klipper.
I bet the touchscreen won't work on it because Klipper doesn't like a whole lot of touchscreens.
True.
But you don't have to use the touchscreen with Klipper.
No.
Yeah,
you can just use the interface.
So this totally isn't connecting. What the hell?
HTTP name.local.
Fliudd.
Just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is there a test button in there?
No, that is definitely lacking from this particular piece of software.
See, I always just use the IP address. I never
Yeah.
.local.
I'm using the hostname in Prusa Slicer.
And I was using the host name when it was on Octoprint. Let me
In
just...
Idea Maker?
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm wondering if you do have an API key.
No,
in your
because
facility.
I've used Idea Maker for Klipper, and
Yes, but he ported his over from Octoprint to Klipper.
Only thing I brought over was the config file.
Yes, but that's probably in there.
Oh, well, we can look.
Just control F API and see what comes up.
Nada.
Okay, maybe not then.
That was a good guess.
That's the only reason I can think why it's not connecting is because it's looking for an actual API key.
Right.
did you type the host name in correctly?
It's entirely possible that I didn't.
2 Ds? Because I've screwed that up before.
Yeah, I did. But let me check it again. But I'm pretty sure I had it right.
Got a double D?
Yep, I did.
Hey, I'm gonna pop out. It's good talking with you guys.
Well, yeah, I'm glad you stopped in, dude.
Yeah,
Hey,
I just
man.
wanted to say hi and to prove that I do have a camera and I exist.
Does have a
Not just a disembodied voice.
All right. See you,
Thanks for stopping
Brandon.
by, bud.
See ya.
So what if you get rid of just do HTTP or HTTPS or whatever?
I am going to
Will that matter?
hang on. Where is the freaking?
I don't even have the HTTP in Prusa Slicer. I
Yeah,
just
get
have
rid
it
of that.
host
See if
name.
it does anything.
Oh,
Yeah,
maybe
just
that's
post it in .local and take off the last backslash or last forward slash.
And maybe I'm just making it too
Try
difficult.
that. I think you're going full ham on the admin part.
Probably so. Nope. What the
Failed to
hell?
read file.
Did
Do
you?
I up-
Oh, I know what you did wrong. You didn't add the folder that it needs to go to.
Oh, you got to do that?
Yeah,
No.
yeah. An Idea Maker, you do.
Oh, Idea Maker. Okay.
Well,
See where it says folder?
No. Hit cancel.
I
Yeah,
know,
hit
but I want
cancel.
that back in there. Here, you got to do it.
There you go.
Which
So
is
that's-
it's
It's
just
going to be home/i/gcode_files.
helps if I spell home right.
There you go.
Do I need a slash in front of home?
I don't think so.
Okay,
But
let's
maybe.
get
It might be backslash too. I could be wrong.
that. It is. I'm thinking of web addresses, not folder structure here. Nope.
Try one in the front.
Yeah.
I'm opening mine right now. So
Oh.
it's gcode_. That's the correct way. Right there.
There it is. Needed slash.
One more in the
Hey.
front.
Awesome. Not that I'm going to print that because it's printing on my other printer, but I wanted to at least get it connected. Where does it
Yeah, just
even
go to
show?
jobs
Jobs.
up top.
Up top
Jobs. Oh,
tab.
gotcha.
There you go.
Nice.
There it is.
Cool.
You can add that to your dashboard too. If
I
you go to
probably
your-
will.
Your hamburger menu. And then UI settings. Up at top there. And see on your left there, it says enable on dashboard. Enable jobs on dashboard. Up top left.
Because I'm stupid.
Keep going left.
Left. All the way to left.
Oh, there we go. Gotcha. Yep. Noise.
Then-
And then go to dashboard.
Yep. I'd rather have
Now
it
it's, now it's next to your thermals.
there. Gotcha. Cool. I like that. Yeah, this is way better. But cool. I think you probably could call that a night because I know Shane, you probably want to go to bed. And
Yeah,
not
Shane
so-
wanted to go to bed an hour ago.
Yeah,
But
Well, that's
I
super
am gonna
cool.
go to bed as well.
that's super cool. But yeah, might as well call it a night. The filament runout sensor's working, which is something I've been meaning to do on that since I've got it. So thank you for that, Shane.
Yep, and now you've got other. You can remove the LEDs because you don't have an LED screen on there, right?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, you can keep those.
Yeah, in fact, I even made this one for when I was testing stuff around when it would get like if it was if I canceled a print, it was stayed in the printing state, so I can see my colors change. That's important.
Very much so.
Your prints go faster when you change colors.
Correct.
Well, hey, you guys have a good night.
Yeah, man. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it, dude.
See ya.
Later, dude. And I think I am also going to sign off and probably go eat some dinner because it's late-ish. Well, for me, it's only 7:10, so you guys, it's much later. So
It's only 9 o'clock here.
only 9 o'clock there. Cool. Well, that was still productive. I appreciate you guys' help. Thanks, Ryan.
No
A
problem.
lot.
We will talk to you later.
I'm sure you will. And thank you, everyone else in the chat, for sticking around. I think Jim is probably still here because he's an awesome dude.
Jim never leaves.
No, it shows we got 3 people. I'm not sure who on. Brian's probably there. Anyway, yeah. Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it. There's 3. You've probably already subscribed because you're here. So thanks, guys. We'll talk to you later.
See ya.